Welcome, everybody, to Workshop Wednesdays. The goal of this live stream on Wednesday nights is to inform the maker community of all things that involve us, new products, social issues going on, laws that involve us, and all the things that are going, those types of issues. And tonight's issue is fix it or trash can it, basically. And I know all of us have got an Ender, an ANET, or something of that sort sitting in a closet and laying in the basement, doing something of that sort that we just can't seem to get rid of. And that's the whole point of tonight's, broadcast is what are you going to do with that? You going to fix it? Or are you going to give it away and get rid of it? Is it worth fixing? Is it worth bringing up to modern standards? Can you just tear it out of your hands and just let it go? Me, I can't. I just can't do it. Let's say hello to everybody in chat real quick. Mad Dog, Verbal, Heidi, Wifey. Let's see. Cody, Da Vinci, and everybody else that is lurking in the shadows. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody tonight? And we got Jonathan with us right now.
Yeah.
He's decided to help us out and make an appearance, be part of the debate on this subject. And we might have a few more pop in and out. We don't know. Everybody is welcome. Oh, we have Mr. Maker Millwright popping in.
Oh, goody.
There's the man, the myth, the legend. So, well, me to you too.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the Captain Kearn Show.
So, welcome in. And we're just getting things kicked off here, just telling everybody what tonight's stream's all about, fix it or replace it. And I know you, like myself, we just can't seem to throw away our treasures. They deserve to be rebuilt.
Like, do you want me to weigh in on this, or like, because
that's the whole purpose of tonight's. Well, we're just getting started, and that's the whole purpose of tonight's stream. There's debate. There's debate on both sides of this issue, and there is a point of no return. Honestly,
disagree.
And I will admit, even on my side, there is a point of no return. I mean, when your extrusion is bent in a 90-degree angle because you got pissed off at it enough to where you threw it across the room, it's probably time to throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
Or just buy new extrusion. Yeah.
well, like, from my side of things, right? Like, before we get too deep into it, I'm an industrial mechanic, and most people don't know what that is. So it's like, I have you do your thing, and you let me know when you're ready, because this topic is very near and dear to my heart, to be honest.
Same as me. I took over the printer rehab project from my friend Dan when he retired from streaming. So I've been trying to bring in printers to rehab for young adults so that I can rebuild them and give them out to deserving children for STEM and learning processes. Sadly, I haven't had a lot of luck in that in my community because, there's just frankly not a lot of people that have printers, and not a lot of people want to ship them. So
you can send them to me. I'll take them all. I'll take every last one of them. So. But on this side, then I'll play devil's advocate. So For those of you who don't know, my name is Maker Millwright. I run the Free Heathen Workshop. I'm a Canadian live streamer from Vancouver, British Columbia. My show primarily concentrates around consumer grade or near consumer grade products. So filament, machines. So like I'm into 3-in-1 machines, but you know the workhorses that have been in my lab have been single extrusion, IDEX, and dual extrusion. So I've never gotten into tool swappers yet, and I have a prized Voron 0.2. But my content focuses primarily on the manufacturing side of things. So not the home brew, not the hot rodders, nothing like that. Do I have a great deal of interest in that? Yes. But as soon as a machine goes down in my lab, it is replaced. So I've run from Ender 3s, an Ender 3 V1, Ender 3 Pro, to what came next? Sunlu S8 V1, to a Neptune 2 Pro, Neptune 3 Pro. Then I got into Bambu A1 with an AMS. Then I got into a Voron. No, sorry, I got a Voron 0. Then I got a Bambu A1 AMS. And now I have a Snapmaker Artisan dual extrusion 3-in-1 machine. My content focuses primarily on, you know, getting you in, working, and doing things. So, oh, well, how come you don't repair machines? Well, I do, but the end consumer typically doesn't see that, isn't interested in that, which is what Kearn was saying. So for me, I have very high opinions of like restoration and refab because that's actually my career, or my former career, I guess. So
Yeah.
Also,
So-
Kearn, did you see my shirt? I made this on stream.
I like it. That's awesome. So, I mean, I'll give everybody an example. This is one of the Ender 3 Max Neos I have. It was sitting back there underneath the bench for like 6 months now.
Yeah, for months.
Today, I put it back together.
Yep.
And all I got to do is do a couple things on it, and it's going to be a fully functioning printer again.
Yep.
Just out of spare parts that I had in the workshop.
Yep.
And I needed a 300 for a project coming up. So,
Sure.
You know, it's got a new hot end, and you know, more.
What hot end did you put on it?
I actually bought that on Amazon. It's a Think Chow.
Version 6?
It was like 28. It's a V6 type hot end, ceramic heater, you know, all that good jazz. It's still Bowden fed.
Sure.
You know, nothing wrong with that. You know, it's got a CR touch on it. Still running a 4.2.7 Creality board.
Sure.
You know, I don't mean it's not going to be a speed demon. It's just going to need to be a workhorse for what I need it for.
Yeah, but you could take that machine, and here's where, because I did read the pre-show notes, and I'm trying not to get too far ahead, but that machine, very stock, very, very traditional. There are things you could do, like change Bowden tube style, so get something like a Capricorn. You know, going from an aluminum heater block to a ceramic, more consistent. The board will the board still takes Marlin. And you can use Cura or Orca to do Marlin.
It's got clipper on it.
Oh, it's clipperized, so it's even it's actually come up a step. But like the one thing I'd like to point out is like everybody takes these machines, and I don't want to get too far into the show, but that machine will print anything I make.
Yeah, it's good for PLA. It's good for PETG. It's good for TPU.
Okay. Well, actually, it's probably not great for TPU. Depends on the infeed.
Well, if I pull this off and put a direct drive on it, it's great for TPU. So that's one of the reasons I chose this when I bought this like 6 months ago. I bought this this hot end setup like 6 months ago, is because it has the screw patterns for like 4 different of the cheap generic direct drive systems on it. They're already pre-drilled, you know. So the Sherpa Mini, the Sherpa Micro, you know, HDX Lite, you know, that's all pre-drilled. So you just pop it down, you know, plug it in, and program clipper, and you're off and running. And you don't even need a tool head board for that. You know, you can run umbilical with that. So,
Well, the other thing to also note is that that machine can be set up to run a specific filament, and then that's
Yes.
all it does. And there are
Absolutely.
plenty of factories that I've been in. They have a machine that does one thing. You could do anything on it, but it has to do one material. It has to do one certain scale, right? Because, for example, if that machine was now set up with a number 6 nozzle, it's intended to be its intention is to print larger, right?
And Mad Dog is absolutely correct. You do not need a direct drive to run TPU on a Creality machine. The simplest method is to use oversized PTFE tubing. That way it doesn't hang.
Well, there's also the C through me CNC extruder. Sorry, not extruder, but the extruder.
Yeah.
Which
so
is
there's a lot of different
straight
options,
up
but
yeah.
the point being is they're all relatively inexpensive. They don't cost a lot of money, and it modernizes your hardware just a little bit.
Yep.
And that's the whole point of tonight's show. Is it's a decision guide, basically. Should you upgrade it? Should you donate it? Should you get rid of it? You know, that's the debate. Is there's a lot of this hardware that is going to literally e-waste. And to me, that's very sad.
In my opinion, especially with my history, you rebuild them all and you make them work. Doesn't matter what they do.
That's me.
But 100%. And one of the things to point out too, though, is there is companies, which is one of the most well-known companies, Big Tree Tech. They offer parts for everything, and they will make you parts for anything.
Yep.
But
pretty much,
like you said, with that hot end configuration or that carriage configuration, you can put any hot end you want on it. So again, like my position and my position is always going to be the same, is like literally revitalizing old machines to continue them working is always going to be a better option than buying new machines.
And you know, it does depend on your use case. I mean, there are people that need absolute workhorses that can be depended on, and there are. Let's just be factual. The beds on these things are not stable on the old Enders. They constantly have to be readjusted.
Didn't we just have somebody? Sorry, didn't you just have someone on the show who makes custom Ender beds?
Well, yeah, but that's also let's be fair about that. A bed this size is $300.
Sure.
I wouldn't spend $300 for this machine unless I modded it to a Core XY machine.
If you had
neither would I.
4 of those machines lying around and 2 worked, of course you would, because you now have full replacements of all the pieces you need. Not only that, but custom plates, as long as like Enders and Creality in general are unkillable machines. They'll run forever. They're simple. They work well. They're not high precision. But remember, for years we had machines of that quality.
Oh, what the heck? No, yeah, it's drag and drop, not double click on this. It's not like EV Mux. So there's a lot of things, you know. If I've got 2 of these machines. Well, actually, I have 3. One of them's a partial, but I've got 2 of these. One of them is in complete pieces. You know, it was torn apart in the most recent video that I put out this morning, actually. And this is the second one. And so I wouldn't put a $300 aluminum bed on this, to be perfectly frank, unless it was, you know, I was making, say, the Ender NG out of it.
Yeah, but you put a piece of mirror on there.
You know, you know, these have glass beds on them already.
Yeah, but if it's all tacos,
so
you could just go put a piece of mirror on it. Not only that, but you can get plates, like thicker steel plates, so they don't bend, so they're not so distorted. Not only that, but with those
I'm
machines,
actually more referring to the whole silicone and spring setup.
Yeah.
It was never a reliable setup because you constantly had to adjust that.
But that's machining 101. That's manual machining 101. Like I don't trust auto leveling, right? It's just like a personal thing. I don't like auto leveling. auto leveling fails. It's useful. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's out of skew. Sometimes material need a slight alteration to the bed height, so you don't want to go digging through G code in case you miss it. For at a later point, you miss that G code. Oh well, your nozzle is 0.02 or 0.05 mils close to the bill plate, and now you get constant elephant foot because you've missed it. Pardon me, in your G code somewhere.
Yeah.
Whereas you can manually adjust that. For example, there's several products like that. For example, TPU. Polymaker's old Polyterra, which is their matte format, it loved a tight first layer.
It did.
And people were like, I don't get it. I was like, I love that stuff. It loves the tight first. Oh, well, it doesn't stick free. Like, because you're too far away from the bed is too far from the head.
You had to be really tight on tolerances with that stuff.
Yep. Worked great.
And you had to have a really clean bed surface too.
Yep. Or glue.
If that stuff detected any sort of dust on your bed, it would not stick.
Sticks to PEI, sticks to glass, sticks to everything, but it has to be clean, super clean.
Yes. So, but the whole issue with older printers, and it doesn't matter if it's an Ender 3 or if it's basically anything, even an older Cobra S1.
Sure.
Right behind me, right there. Ding, ding, ding. First gen Cobra S1 sitting right there. This thing's got getting up in age. It's got almost 3,500 hours on it right now, I think. One would think it's almost time to retire it. Do I fix it? Do I repair it? Do I scrap it when it starts breaking?
Well, the answer is upgrade, right? Is retro upgrade.
I mean,
so
with
these
these
new
printers,
tooling available for it, right? Do the new tools. That's the whole purpose.
That's the thing with these printers right here. Let's do this. With this type of printer, this is an easier decision for me.
Sure.
This is made out of metal that I can work with.
Sure.
That printer is not. You can't do anything with that printer. That printer has set dimensions. It is mostly plastic on the inside. There's very little actual metal frame.
So you print a new body for it. Again, like
you could.
You're talking to, like, I've retrofit machines from the 40s to CNC controls or CN controls.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Like, I've upgraded cutters, I've upgraded motors, because if the frame's there and somebody's built it, then there's instructions for it so it can be fixed. And then you just upgrade it. We in the shop, we used to do, because if you guys don't know, pre the 80s, China had its own threads for its own machinery.
Build overbot. How about option 3? Tannerite it. I mean, for entertainment purposes, that's always an option. That is always an option for entertainment, but it's sometimes just not a useful option.
I don't know, because I'm the guy that's like, hey, if it runs, it runs. if it produces, it produces, and if it can't produce, what do I need to do to make it produce? Because my expectations of something that I've had that I've got my work time out of, if you got 4,000 hours on a machine, that's a lot of process. 4,000 hours. Let's work out the math. Hold on. Let me do the math for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what you want to know what that's worth? Let me tell you what that machine is actually processed.
By the way, everybody, I'm going to ask everybody to do me a big old favor here. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't, hit the follow button over if you haven't, do that. And then share the stream out. We've got a long time to go tonight. And I want to see some record numbers tonight because this is a really cool topic. And I want you guys to bring me your printer stories in chat. And if you guys want to come on and tell those live, let me know. And, there are, while he's doing that, there's other things like, I've rebuilt my Adventurer 5M 3 times. Well, you guys can't see it, right over there, right there. I've rebuilt that thing 3, 4, 5 times now. I love that printer. I don't like the brand the brand's decisions, that I should say. I don't mind. Their printers are actually pretty good. That was actually the first Core XY printer I ever purchased, and it's still running strong. And the next time I have to rebuild it, I'm open sourcing that thing.
Can you get rid of this logo on my face there, Kearn?
Oh no, come on. Here, we'll do this. Noing.
There we go.
So at 4,000 hours at $3.50 an hour, do you know what that machine is worth?
Tell me.
$14,000.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Let's go to a more reasonable number, because I charge $3.50 an hour for production, right? So let's go to the most common number, which is I've heard, which is $1.50 an hour. Do you know what the machine is now worth? $1.50 an hour, $6,000. So that machine has paid for itself time and time again. So you might as well rebuild it. You've already got your time into it. You've already got your money out of it. You could replace it, right? Because it's made its money. You could sell it off as a used Hulk. It could become e-scrap. You could gut it and then come up with, as you and I have spoken privately about, a bunch of side projects that are not necessarily, they use CNC components, but they are not necessarily 3D printers, mills, or lasers. There's a lot of things. Even for example, if you were interested to do the gun tuber thing, have some fun, get some friends together, set them on fire, blow them up. That's a thing. That is a content creation. I often say that content, all of this, everything I do is content. My life is living art, and therefore, right? And you are in much the same. We are much the same world. So, but in my opinion, that machine has had the ability to process $6,000 worth of material. I would say repair it.
I mean, I'm one of those nutty people that I'm kind of like you. If it can be rebuilt, rebuild it. Now, there are limitations on how much I'm willing to spend on that.
Sure. But are you going stock or advanced?
Well, you guys know me. I don't ever do anything stock.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to rebuild, there's no point in going fully stock. You better off going upgraded parts.
Okay, so now it's content. Now it's a YouTube video.
There's always something that can be better about the original device, because nothing withstands time without having an upgrade.
But again, because you're a content creator, it's now not only is that machine made its money.
GTR Dad, no, you can give all the enders to me. I'm the king of ender modification. Thank you.
I don't see no Ender 3 EDM over there, so nor do I see a belt ender, nor do I see the Core XY belt ender.
Let me tell you a quick story.
I've not seen the recycler bot. Not the recycler bot. What's Josh's machine?
No, I didn't say modern enders. I said old enders, by the way.
But that's all Ender 3 stuff. That's all Ender 3 stuff.
That was my mistake. I didn't say old. I should have said old. There was a CR30 that I missed out on Facebook Marketplace that was 35 miles from me. The guy wanted $200 for it.
You know that like they're repairable,
I missed
right?
out on it. What?
CR30s are fully repairable. Like people don't know that.
Yes, I know.
Creality doesn't support them, but Big Tree Tech does. Oh, so does Duet and who's the
Duet and Idea Thinker.
They all three of them support it. Just as a note.
The parts are interchangeable with Idea.
Yeah.
They're the same printer.
Well, pretty close. I don't know if I would insult Naomi Wu to say that her work was simply a mod of an Ideal, but
no, it's actually in reverse, but
and the fact that the Ideal boys were involved in the development of the CR30, just like the White Knight, right? Like I'm not going to insult the White Knight crew, right? Because they did the work. Or who are those gentlemen? Yeah. The Norwegian gentlemen who did the belt printer on the walking machine. Or how about Princeps and their baby belt? I just stand out to the point that if you like Ender 3s, and I do,
Yes.
I'm not an electronics guy, which is probably my greatest weakness. But there is
well, so I mean, you have some projects sitting in the background that, you know, I know you want to get rebuilt.
yes.
So that's one of the reasons I wanted you, to come on tonight, because you're in the same position. We all have things that are sitting in the closet we want to get, we don't want to get rid of, and we just can't bring ourselves to go, let's just get rid of it.
Well, I'm the opposite, right? Especially because I'm sentimental to some of my machines. My very first prototyping machine that I had ever worked on was an Ender 3. But like the machine for me, the one that I want to rebuild, and it's from a brand that no longer exists, is the Sunlu S8V1. But I have a Fatamus hot end for it. I have an H1 hot end for it. I have a Hermit Crab setup for it. To do struts for it is not a big deal.
You said, you're sentimental about things. Let me show you. This right here is my very first Ender 3.
Yeah.
I still have it.
Yeah.
I marked this one. I've had many, many, many Ender 3s. This one was marked specifically so I would not get rid of it.
Yeah. So the question is, why does that one not have its own Twitch channel, and why isn't it constantly running? and one of the things that I like to point out to everyone, because Ender 3s are kind of like coming back into mainstay. We had this conversation previously, but Ender 3s are becoming very, very popular again because they are hot rods. They're the donating Mustang that lets you build the GTX. There's a lot of hot rodding that can be done on a stock Ender 3. For example, right off the bat, the first thing you could do is Creality has made and always will have, if not them, someone else, a direct mount, direct drive hot end. And then they still make nozzles for it. I have a bunch of version 6 nozzles sitting around. Everything from Micro Swiss. What was the deal? LDO just got some new ones. There's a bunch of nozzles available. The machine runs well with a 0.6 nozzle, just as a note.
The problem with Creality's direct drive system was, one, it weighed a ton.
It does, yep.
And two, when you actually did that mod, somehow it screwed up the cooling. And I don't know how that ever happened, but you would get heat creep like mad.
Oh, yeah. Until you start switching to hardened steel nozzles. And that
didn't make sense to me, because you didn't mess with the cooling system at all. No. All you did was move the extruder to the top of, it's like you moved the extruder here instead of over here.
Yep.
And then you got heat creep. How does that work?
It's because of the mass. See, as the object
exactly
heats, yeah,
and
which is why
they didn't think about that.
Well, and that's why I personally like, I forget the feather hot ends. I forget they're super lightweight hot ends, super lightweight, very, very small, Bowden tube fed.
Yeah,
and that's your opportunity, right?
Yeah. Retro Maker put a Sprite on his Ender Max. I actually have a couple of the Micro Swiss, full setups that are broken.
but
I need
it's
parts
there,
for
right?
them, and
and I
there's all sorts of things, and the fully 3D printed hot end tool heads for the Ender 3 are amazing. And now you can go put a full dragon burner straight on an Ender 3 now.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to point out, if you have the right hot end, you can do filament swapping on an Ender 3 now, especially if it's clipperized. Yes. Actually, I think there's actually some tuning in Marlin that'll let you do it as well.
Yeah, I mean, once I the filming project I'm doing right now, I actually decided I'm going to put the 3MS on it.
Yeah.
So I can do 4-color filament swap.
Sure.
Nice.
And on this one, I was actually thinking about using this one here, Now, this might seem crazy, but you might actually like this idea. I had actually considered putting just a single linear rail, a 350 on the front, and doing an IDEX on the front.
Absolutely. You know I support that idea.
Using micro tool heads.
So what's wrong with that? You have a feed on either side, just like the J1 from Snapmaker.
But there's not a lot of people that do that.
But not a lot of people understand the value of an IDEX. You of all people can understand that.
I mean, you lose a little bit,
so
but you can have a lot of fun with that.
Well,
and it can be very beneficial.
Once it's clipperized and with the right tool head, and I'm sure there's one out there, an IDEX can now have like a Vivid or a Turtlebox or an AMS, an MMU, a palette, whatever, a mixer, whatever term you like to each head.
Mm-hmm.
It's budget sensitive, I understand. But
yeah, well, that's where GTR did. That's where I actually got the idea with Sovol's unit. But they used, fairly normal sized tool heads. I want to use micro ones. That way I don't lose so much bed space.
Sure. But you can also have that upper rail extend out. So it seats to the outside like the co-print.
Yeah, you can.
Right? Because the co-print will move the tool head all the way off to the end. So it's like you'll get, you got your processing space here, and then it moves both of them to the end. Sorry, my camera's all over the place today.
So, the core takeaway I've got right now is my opinion is everything can be rebuilt.
Yes.
I need to know why you wouldn't want to rebuild.
Oh, I know why. That's my whole channel's based on it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say for me, it comes down to, okay, what's the cost to rebuild it? Especially when you've got stuff like the CC2, which is very, very good printer at right around $300 when you can find it on sale.
Yeah, but I'm a tinkerer. I like doing this stuff. There's not a lot of people that, there's plenty of people out in our maker industry and our maker hobby that love printing. But it's the amount of people that are tinkerers is a very small percentage of that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the defense of why not to repair it is because you made $6,000 off it already. It's done. It's the same reason why cars only last 10 years. Cars used to last, when cars first came out, they were meant to last forever. Then they lasted 40 years. Then they lasted 20. Now they last 10. And that is the global consensus for the automotive industry, 10 years. And that's why things are, you got a 10-year transmission. You got a 10-year fuel system. You got a 10-year engine. Because it's designed not to be repaired, but to be recycled or to garbaged. And that is a for real thing, which is why the right to repair is such a big deal. But speaking of your Enders, speaking of your Ender Max with an IDEX conversion, there's lots of other things. There's one of the things is like leaving your Ender 3 as stock as possible. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't. I think
Build Overbot says this. The second reason is you only have so much space and you can't keep everything you produce.
That's right.
Yeah.
There is that.
Yeah. And I'm heavily from the mechanical side of it. So I understand all the mechanics. It's the electronics that I have a hard time with.
Yeah.
The thing is, I agree with Verbal. Is you don't have time. But if you're a content creator like Captain Kearn is, the very famous, the interesting, the well-dressed Captain Kearn with that fantastic shirt.
Well, I think this one would be slightly better.
See, those fantastic shirts. This is his job. This is his career now. Not only that, but he plays it down. But Captain Kearn is a white hat, whether you guys know it or not. Yeah, me. Which means that when it comes to coding, when it comes to understanding, even if he's out of date, he has the ability to learn and update things. So he can go and do a fork. He can go and modify Marlin to do the things he wants it to do. And because it is content creation for him, it's worth it. But
Well,
we've gone to factory sales, we've gone to barn sales. I've been to all kinds of sales, and yeah, you don't buy every machine. You buy what you need for what you're going to do. So this 300 that he's got coming, it's going to be cool.
it is. No, I mean the sponsored build of the video I did this morning. We're building an indoor wire, effectively a switch wire, and that's going to be a fun project. And I was going to build one regardless of it being a sponsored video or not. It just wouldn't have been right now. Because it's an expensive project.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. I mean, the amount of money you have to spend in rails is substantial. It's about $350, $400 in rails.
If you had a Harley Davidson, so the old joke on a Harley was everything was $100. Just touching it, it's $100.
Yeah.
Now, so if it's your hobby, if it's your career, sure. Being conscious of price, absolutely, right? Absolutely. But is it expensive?
And TechnoCrave, welcome to the stream, by the way.
Welcome. Thanks for coming over on Twitch. Remember to share on Twitch. Or maybe we get a hype train. Maybe what's a level 3 hype train
would be sick.
What do we get for a level 3 hype train, Kearn? We get a dancing Kearn?
That's a good question. We could do a dancing Kearn. If
All
my
right.
back don't fall out, we can do I'll dance for a level 3 hype train.
So there you go, guys. You can.
I mean, I did put up. By the way, I did put up on YouTube that if we can meet my goal up on YouTube, that I'll dye the beard purple.
Oh well, that's just good taste. What's the YouTube goal? Sorry, I missed it.
I don't have any idea, but it's an expensive goal.
We're not getting there anytime soon. Unfortunately, I don't think.
But GTR Dad brought up something. Let me go back in the chat here just a little bit ago. He brought up something that was actually pretty interesting. Let me go back here. Let's see, where was it? Well, he did say that we have a big group of 3D people that don't know anything about the mechanics of printers. That is absolutely true. And for the most part, we have a big group of people that have no relevance whatsoever to the actual mechanics of slicing.
Yeah.
They find something and they go print because of the Bambu ecosystem.
Well, we've talked about the microwave system, right? We've talked about, yes. But that's not, we're trying not to. So we should be talking things about palette. We should be talking about turtle boxes, Vivids, board replacements from, what are the 3 manufacturers? So I always get BTT because I've dealt with myself, but there's also palette. There's also, it's not palette.
Yeah.
Who's palette?
Verbal, $500 and I'll do a gold beard.
Oh, that's gonna be a channel. It's gonna be a channel note.
$500, I'll do a gold beard.
Sparkle beard. We'll call him Sparkle beard. But inherently, that's the position, right? So the simple position is get rid of them once you've made your time on them. But there is no resale market for 3D printers. An Ender 3 for $50, bah, I'd probably pass on it, even though the motors are probably worth that. But
Techno, exactly. That's a new printer. I need another printer.
He needs air conditioner. What he needs.
What's up, Viper? What's up, Mythic?
Yeah, people want it to be a microwave, and which is fine.
And that's fine if they want it to be a microwave. I have no problems with it, to be honest with you. The issue that I have is that those of us that are already in the hobby and and I don't want to, how do I make this not sound pretentious and mean? You can't, all right, let's just put it flat out. You can't be called a hobbyist unless you know something about the hobby itself.
Okay. Sure.
Does that make sense? You
Yeah.
can't be a beekeeper unless you know something about bees.
And I think, to be honest, there are probably some big streamers which don't even really know much about the workings of these printers.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not going to name any names, but
I had this conversation with another individual a couple of weeks back about something completely different. It was about automotive YouTube, and there was a lot of automotive YouTubers that know zero about cars.
Correct.
But they succeed in automotive YouTube, and it really frustrates those that actually work in automotive YouTube and know about cars. And it got me thinking about this particular topic, and that was the analogy they used. You can't be a beekeeper without knowing something about bees.
I would say that being able to turn the machine on, do a slice, and throw to it without understanding the finer eccentricities of it or shrinkage, things like that, the designer side of it, I think there's definitely a position, because there are those on YouTube, like, for example, one of the things that there's like a schism between, reviewers, unboxers of 3D printers, and then builders, right? There's always been that schism. It doesn't matter where you go. Like automotive mechanics, there's lots of guys on YouTube that'll say, "Oh, I did it this way and it worked for me. Good enough." And that's the unboxing viewers. That's the, unbox a machine, run a sample, good enough, right? But you're not really testing the machine. You're not doing a lot of work on the machine. But someone who's got 4,000 hours on a machine has put time in, even if they're printing the same thing, right?
Yeah. And Bob's right. It's a different skill set to make videos than anything else. It absolutely is. And
I'm not a
people
video
don't
guy.
understand. It is. So the video I put out this morning, just to go off topic, squirrel out for just a moment.
Sure.
Took me 5 hours to record 8 minutes of video.
Yep. When I used to do YouTube,
that drove me insane. 5 hours to record 8 minutes of video. And it's just because I'm not used to creating long form content. And I didn't know what I needed to keep, what I needed to cut out. So I recorded hours upon hours of video only to drop it all on the cutting room floor.
When I used to do YouTube,
out of this much,
it would take me 8 hours to record it, because you do multiple, you do at least 2 takes for everything.
Yep.
One for safety. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that term. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't matter if it's bad. You do one for safety. Okay. So you do 2 videos for everything. Intro, outro, main content. Well, it would take 8 hours. Then it would take me 3 days to cut it, add music, add credits. Now, YouTube has moved away from that style where it's just a cold open now. There's no beginning intro. There's no music. There's no nothing. That they've moved away from that. But we've said here multiple times that, I myself, I make the joke, and it irritates the community quite a bit. I'm just a talent. I just show up and do the thing.
I'm going off camera for a second. I have to get up and stretch. So, but I'm still here.
But that's where I'm at. Is I do believe that there is a market for just like TV production, because remember, the internet TV, whatever it is, whatever you enjoy, YouTube, Rumble, Bitch, or what is it? There's a bunch of them, but there's a bunch of like things, whether it be political, entertainment, STEM, or art, like whatever you're into, there's definitely a market, and now there's more options. So, but the thing is, the skill set, if you're good at fixing stuff, you're probably not good at making movies. And if you want to stay good at fixing stuff, you keep fixing stuff, because it's a learned skill. It's like welding. One of the things that people, I can weld. I used to be able to weld. I don't know if I have the hand anymore. And it's a term you'll hear. So, repairing machines, although it be a small market right now, I know for a fact that the Ender 3 repair cycle is about to start up again. So I put money on it.
Well, there are so many projects, not problems, but projects involving the Ender 3 series as a whole. And I'm not talking the V2, V3 anything with a fancy screen.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
We're talking the original analog screens.
Yep.
I
might have one laying around. It's two rows 16s is what they're called.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that series of printers from the Ender 3, the Ender 3 Max, the Max Neo, the CR10, the CR6, the regular Ender 5, the Ender 5 Plus, all of those original printers. There are so many projects that are coming alive right now that are being polished, I should say.
Yep. Oh yeah, there's going to be a huge Creality resurgence here very quickly, and if they're clever, they're going to dig into it. They're going to be like, okay, we're gonna update the board from 8-bit to 16 on the Ender 3 V1 or V2, and we're going to re-release it. Just because the 8-bit board wasn't very good.
I don't think they're going to re-release it because they've got so many bed slingers already still.
But see, they're trying
to kill their own bed slingers already. They stopped supporting like all of them except for one.
But that's the thing, right? It's going to be a kit machine. And I like this. Verbal Shadow says, so there you are. Hobbyist is someone, if you're doing things in the hobby. You're an enthusiast if you know more than the basics. There you go. And then Mad Dog Jeff says,
that makes sense.
There are those who want to learn, and the rest just sheep that follow along. Sure. If you follow the crowd, sure.
Yes. So, the question I've got, again, for everybody in chat is let's add a new question here. What is your worst printer failure?
Oh, I got a nasty one. So I'll wait. But I got a nasty one.
I mean, mine was more or less just air printing with TPU. I mean, luckily I haven't had too many yet. But that's a.
I mean, let's find out what everybody is, actual worst absolute failure was. Was it, did the printer just literally blow up? Did it just blow to pieces? Did the hot end fly off? What made that printer that you have sitting in the closet? What made you not want to repair it?
Verbal Shadow says, I want to build an E3 CNC so bad, but but here in the spring they want too much for it on Marketplace. Yep. Ender 3s are, they always want too much for an Ender 3. Always. They want basically half of what they paid for it. And it's a machine's completely out of date.
I mean, I have one sitting in my closet that my buddy sent to me after he bought his P2S.
Verbal Shadow, you're in Colorado Springs?
Built Over Bot says, of all the printer fails I've had are from the weak link, the part between the seat and the keyboard of the computer. There you go.
AKA himself. I guess all that bad advice but caught up to.
Operator error.
Verbal Shadow. You're in my Discord, right? Yeah, you're in my Discord. I will send you a link to a Facebook Marketplace listing that I saw today, $65 for an Ender 3 Pro.
Oh no, Mike says I printed PetG on glass. Mad Dog Jeff says getting a 5-day print coming off the bed. Where did I miss this? Hold on. 5-day print coming off the bed at 0.5 days. Oh, sorry. Was it 3 days? 5 days? 4 days, 4.5 days into the print. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No.
Built Over Bot. Retromaker says Built Over Bot. You can always replace the part. The operator. Yep. Verbal Shadow says yes. The wife can, but I cannot. Says Retromaker. Built Over Bot to Retromaker. I don't know how to say this name. Viper. Right now is my stepson's Ender 3 and has been messing up by roaches. Yeah, get rid of it. Nope, that's garbage. Just so you know, that's garbage. Absolute garbage. If the boards have been infected by bugs, it's garbage. Just like any console, anything like that, you'll never get rid of the bugs. They eat the
No.
boards and they live on the boards. Just get rid of it. It's not worth it. Wow, 65 is not a bad price. For a pro, yeah, it's not bad. My Sovol S7 or 07 run the tool head into the bed, even if the calibration of the probe was working. Oof, that's rough.
Oh,
Hey, I started. Belt Overbot says, "Hey, I started printing wet nylon on a non-heated blue tape bed. All the printing is easy now. Exactly, because back in the days, I have an ender wire I trust too much. Blob of death ate my Photos BMO.
oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
And that's like those Fatimus. Those things are friggin'. I have one.
Yeah, the Fetus hot ends are just they're a little pricey.
I'm sitting on one for a special project. There's actually a creator I'm trying to get to come to Vancouver to help me with it. Had a few hot end clogs. I know the only thing that may be viable is the Revo nozzle. Probably not if it crashed. So I have two absolutely really ridiculously bad failures. So I had in one build with experimental filament. It was a 3.5 day print.
All right.
I was about 3 days into it. And not only did I have a leak and meltdown into my hot end, but my dryer jammed the reel. So the reel got pulled into the machine. I had a catastrophic meltdown so it was a write-off. I had to rebuild, take it apart, get new parts. It was bad. It destroyed.
Hello,
Why? Hello, LTX.
Hello.
So not only did I
there we
lose
go.
the full print, with experimental filament, which I only got one reel of, I destroyed my hot end, and then the whole thing came onto the floor when the dryer hit the body of the printer, and the printer fell on the floor. So yeah, that was not good. And then the other was when I was doing too many color swaps in PETG, and I had a catastrophic meltdown into the full head of the machine. I had to clear the whole thing out with a torch.
Interesting.
Mm.
My Ethernet just completely disconnected off.
You're still dropping.
It's going.
Hello, Veed. We're still here.
We're still here.
Oh, good.
We'll keep your seat warm.
I'm not sure what in the world is going on there, but my personal biggest failure when it came to a printer was actually on that particular Ender 3. I had started a plain old PLA print, and it was about 3 in the afternoon, and it was a 24-hour print. I should have known better on an Ender 3 that had no filament sensor and no bed leveling, it was a stock Ender 3 Pro. And yeah, about 3 in the morning, I get up, go to the restroom, go check on the print, and I have a blob of death about that big.
Oh,
it completely encased the entire X-rail.
So what you had done was turned it on, walked away, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I did.
It's why if you spend any time with old school 3D printers, anyone from say 3 years ago or older, most of them won't go anywhere until the first layer is down. They won't leave.
The first layer. I watched the first layers, the first 3 or 4 layers go down, and somehow it got stuck and did not stop. This was back when it was still running Marlin, and did not stop, and just kept spitting filament out. Whole roll of filament.
And then the other common thing, especially on the older machines with no filament runout sensors, is you'd run it down to the wire, hope you cut the end of it. But at that point in time, we didn't really have a lot of options for blending the filament together. So you'd run it down to the wire, and hopefully you caught it. If you didn't, you lost your print.
Yeah. or it would just yank that spool just straight through and just smack the hell out of it, break everything.
Yeah.
Because Creality, for all their flaws, they put full-size extruders as the extruder motors, and they were powerful.
I've run my original Ender 3. I ran it till it ate the extruder, so not the hot end, but the actual extruder assembly, because it was plastic. It ate everything. It ate itself, and it still ran. I ran my Ender 3 till the plate wobbled. I ran it till it had nothing left to do. Then I rebuilt it, and I did the same thing again and again. And they're workhorses. They're just not high precision. They'll never be high precision. There are some techniques and tricks, but doing that basically removes the Ender 3 component of it, which is fine, because there are people who hot rod Geometros, three-cylinder turbos. They hot rod them. There's guys who hot rod old AMC Eagles. There are guys who do it. It's just you got to know what you're getting into. Oh no, Mike says, dude, my OG ANET A8 is still workable. Absolutely. And one of the things I forgot to say was that if you're going to rebuild an old machine, set it up to run PET-G. Just have a machine that's designed to run PET-G. Have a machine that's just designed, never switch filament on it. Always keep the same thing. Run PLA, run PET-G, run TPU. Those old machines, once they're set and set up for it, they're perfect. They just keep doing it, and they will run till that build plate starts to wobble, till that extruder wears out, till that hot end de-seats the nozzle from all the heating and cooling. It's very possible, but they will run. And not to just give Ender 3 all the props, or sorry, Creality, but the old Neptune machines are quite good too. And I would assume the Hurricanes from BTT would also, with the old style gantry Cartesian, I would assume they're quite good as well for what they are.
By the way, I would just like everybody to know I found out why I was being disconnected. Somebody in my house is using a gigabit of internet right now.
If you were saying the other day, I would never need it.
There are 2 adult children in my house that if they don't stop downloading games, I'm going to go stick my foot up somebody's ass. Don't download games during Dad's stream time. Thank you.
Yep.
We have 14 viewers over on YouTube. Go ahead, give a little like on the channel, would you please?
Oh, thank you, guys. Y'all are awesome. I appreciate you.
Yeah, there's 11 of 14, 15. So give it a little like. Remember, Captain Kearn, make sure you tweet this out, and make sure you put it on Facebook. Right. So.
I mean, I don't care if everybody in the house plays the games. Just don't download them. Because my internet provider has a local Steam cache, and you can download full bandwidth. But anyway, so the 5 possible verdicts of tonight's stream are: fix it, upgrade it, donate it, part it out, or replace it. And in a lot of cases, we're going to go with replace it, but we're also going to keep it.
Yeah.
Because you might want to fix it later. Use it in another project. Because that's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, the parts are always going to be useful, because you never know. There's going to be that one time you're like, man, I wish I kept that printer. I needed this one part.
There is, well, like we were saying earlier, one of the things to pay attention to is that I do believe there is going to be an interest in building CNC-based machinery, because there's so many parts laying around, into other things, toys and whatever. So keep an eye on that. I don't know what else to say, but that would be my advice on the whole thing.
Well, especially when it comes to the Creality printers, because they're still extrusion or Creality style printers. Is extrusion? Well, extrusion's not cheap,
and
and it can always be recut and reused, even if you don't like the screw holes.
Oh yeah.
So you can always do other fun things with it. It doesn't have to be with another machine. You can build things with it.
Well, like for example, I've shown some drawings of things like automated heat set inserts with automated height setters. With a heat cycle and things like that. I've shown gantries, camera gantries. I've shown nutcrackers. I've shown other 3D print builds, like printers you can build with that 3D printer.
Mm-hmm.
I've shown, what else have I shown? I've shown the first step of an automated kitchen using CNC.
Yeah. Well, I took 2 Ender 3s. I made a Do Ender. I'm taking an Ender 3 Max Neo. I'm making a switch wire. I've got an entire Ender 3 that's in pieces that's not even going to be anything related to 3D printing or CNC. It's actually going to be something for my house.
Yeah. Because, the CNC is, I don't know what you're doing, but the ability to control the motors, I do wish there was some, now that I'm learning more about macros and systems like that, I do like that idea, but I don't know if you guys have ever...
I don't mind telling anybody. It's going to be a new monitor stand.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to use the extrusion off of it to build a monitor stand.
Yeah, but you can also do a thing where you can make the monitor move up and down. Built-Over-Bot says, all my FL Suns failed about 5,000 hours on the main board, and I didn't think that the deltas were worth repairing at that point. Disagree, deltas are really cool. Depends on the height, too. They were all sloppy on the rods.
I will admit, I have never had the privilege of playing with a Delta. So if anybody would like to send me a Delta to work on in the workshop, I would be happy to take one.
There's Delta Flyer available if anyone's interested in funding any side projects.
Personally, I would actually like something used and older.
Ooh, custom work. Ooh. All right. So Bob also says they were sloppy on the rods on the Delta, though, as they were not on bearings. Yeah, so they weren't even probably using bushings at the time.
I was offered an FL Sun Racer a while back, but we couldn't come up with the money to ship it because the guy didn't want to tear it down.
Yeah, let's put it in a box and send it to you. Yeah.
A Doron, I'd take one of those too.
The other one I had was failure on my Pi 4B during electrical shortage. Copper had a spike on it, and the power came back on it and cooked it. Yep. A lot of those boards need insulators. We saw Kearn cook a board not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Fight me.
We saw Down Under, who's claim to fame is he is of course an engineer. Cook a board. An old A-net. Someone just wants a newer house. Yeah, exactly. A-nets are good. As long as they don't catch fire. Streaming services. Firewall exists for a reason. Remember any of the old cool projects shared in WIP, in Makers, Discord, Tag? Oh, I hate you, Bob. I'm not reading that whole comment. Get out of here. I would have banned it. Listen, remember, promote. Get people over here. Captain Kearn deserves all the attention. He is a strong supporter of the community. He's missed a couple of events this year.
Welcome.
His goal is to grow, and actually, behind the scenes, if you don't know, he is actually one of my largest supporters. He does everything he can to sort of keep me motivated to do the things that I don't like to do. So don't let his grumpy attitude get you. He is definitely 100%.
I'm not grumpy.
You're always grumpy.
Okay, I am grumpy.
I'm in that category with my CR10 S5. Oh, CR10s are the worst hot ends. I hate them. What do I do with a bit still downgraded? If you're using a CR10, just change the hot end. It'll say, trust me.
Yeah.
That hot end is not. It's just. I understand why they went that way. Find a kit, do a hot end exchange on it. Be it tethered cable, whatever. It doesn't need a board. You don't need to go fancy. And then make sure when you go through that you level to the machine, so plumb the machine to itself, and make sure that you tighten.
Absolutely.
the vertical supports, not the arms, but the back vertical supports, because tall machines, unless they're very rigid, will naturally come loose over time. Aluminum is soft, guys. It is. It's cool, but it is soft. No matter what shape you put it in, it's always going to have that ability to walk itself out.
So, Viper, fun fact, I've actually never owned a Prusa either. And Brad and I were actually talking about that today up in the Chicago area. There's apparently a ton of Prusa Mark IIIs for sale for like $100. And I'm like, everywhere around my area, they're $300-400 for a Mark III. It's ridiculous.
Mm.
I'm actually considering, getting a Mark III clone. The clone kits you can buy for like $189 or whatever they are, just so I can say I have a clone.
If you do that, make sure you get your AliExpress link and share with the community. Remember that, right? Because there's AliExpress, a lot of people buy from there, even with the issues with tariffs right now. An option
Fun
for
thing,
the
I don't even have one, but yeah.
Which you should do.
Speaking of, in the description of the video, by the way, everybody, there is a Polymaker link. If you peruse Polymaker, you can click on that and use my link there to save yourself a few bucks, as well as a boatload of other cool links. And those are all tracked. So I know how many people click on them. So if you use that, do me a favor, click on those links. And whether you use it or not, I know if you do because it's tracked.
Yep, full metal hot ends are okay. Only problem is they take a lot of energy and they're heavy. Did a Mark III to a Mark IV upgrade? $100 for a Mark III. Holy crap! Where I'm getting in the car exactly? Message me in Discord. But no, like
Heidi, it actually, Captain Kearn has to be all capital letters. That link doesn't work.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you have to put a big heater in it.
But so, going through the show brief here, just trying to get ourselves back on track a little bit. I'm going to actually publish this document and put it in the description after the show. But as more of the show brief, but more of as a guide for people. I don't know. Do you guys think that'll be helpful to people?
Yes. Well, I think that one of the things that needs to come up, and I think it's one of the major things, is someone needs to start coordinating the resources per machine. Because, for example, like having everything experimental is cool. But if there is reliable links, like for example, when you build a machine, there should be an entire section for you somewhere that says, I used this part. I used this part. I use this part. I use this manufacturer. I use this manufacturer for filament, so on and so forth. Because me getting into a full restore instead of going from a stock rebuild or just simply plug and play stuff, into more engineering side of it.
Yeah, that's why I put this thing back together, because this is virtually a stock machine, and all I did was upgrade the hot end on it for the most part. This cost $28. And and I bought a Raspberry Pi. Well, it's a Kick Pi, but so this upgrade to modernize this and make it better, more adaptable, and a bit faster, all in all cost $65. Was it worth it? That's the question that has to be answered. As a more modern hot end, better fans, better cooling, especially since its primary thing it's going to be printing is PLA. Cooling is everything.
I happened. It's Mike. I happen to quite enjoy that people discount old machines. Because, as I said before, my history with machines is taking old machines and basically turning them into a factory, which you could do. And especially with people getting rid of machines all the time, like Captain Kern just said, for $60 you can renovate a machine that's got 4,000 hours on it, start producing again, and do whatever.
Yeah.
For example, like Captain Kern, why, for example, are you not printing, say, a print and paste model or a bow tie or a miniature on that machine right now to show off to the community?
Because I didn't finish the clipper configuration. I tried to take a nap before the show. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The whole goal was
last night.
The whole goal literally was to actually have it printing for the show.
I know. I should probably have.
Your machines should be running. Yeah, my machines are running right now, and it's like 40 degrees in here right now. I'm dying. But that's okay. That's okay.
Also, by the way, in case anybody wants to know, I did order the installation for the roof. It'll be here Friday or Saturday. So hopefully it arrives Friday and Friday evening. I can put it in Saturday morning. I can be comfortable while we do Saturday morning show, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Because it shouldn't take very long. It's a very simple process.
Are you stopping into my Saturday show for Casual Saturday?
After my show's done, I'm trying. I hope to do that as long as I'm not sweating to death.
Yeah, perfect. Because I think it would be fun to talk about, sort of, because now I've got to go dig. I need a list of all the machines, but maybe I should do a list of my machines and start digging, because that's the fun part, right? But yeah, like, and even remember, it's the frames that matter. The motors are pretty much the same. But I will say that after talking to Elegoo, their Neptune series motors and control boards do not integrate with other boards and motors. They're not. They're specialized, right? So.
Don't worry, Mythic. You're not going to bug me even if you come out. Am I ready for the Merc 1 upgrade? No. The printer's right there. I've almost got it completely configured. I'm missing about half the parts, and I can't afford them. So
they just set up that AliExpress affiliate program.
Right there.
Set up that AliExpress affiliate program. If I've learned anything from other creators, that AliExpress affiliate program is super useful. Yeah, I totally agree. Older machines, and one of the things is that you can upgrade them, and there are options you can turn, because the frame, it's like Kearn was saying, it's the frame, this frame, the rods, the belts, all of these, the rollers, all of the little knick-knack parts are actually the most important parts, and that's why you don't scrap out machines.
This was my son's first printer.
What is that?
This is an Easy Thread.
Oh, I know those. They're awesome. Rebuild it. Those are awesome. They're terrible. I love. They're the ultimate modernist machine.
This is the biggest piece of garbage ever.
Yeah.
And so, the fully 3D printed printer, not Rolohans, but the other one that's out there that I've already started printing all the parts for, found out that these rods are the same dimensions of what it calls for.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm going to repurpose.
So you're going to rods. So you're making a Rook 1 then? Or Rook 2, sorry?
No, it's the oh dang it. Which project is this? Let me
my point is, even with something like an Easy Threader 3, right? And he didn't get the sweet orange one. He got the gray one.
Yeah, I know.
Those are still super fun. Is $100 for an Ender 3 Pro? Yes. If you want to modify it. Because remember, like Elegoo stuff is Elegoo parts only. They do not. They're not cross compatible.
The Encore. Share screen. Because I already started printing this, and I had thought about this. This came out literally about the same time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know the machine.
It's just a little V0.
So,
and the parts off of this, and I'm actually not even going to use a V0 bed. I'm going to use the bed off of this.
Yeah. Plus, there is more parts for that machine that you're currently holding, right? There's an entire market.
Oh yes.
For the Easy Threader.
And
there's an entire
so,
market for them.
I'm like, I'm just going to use all the parts that I have currently and build the Encore. I'm not buying anything other than 3 pieces of 150 MGN 9 rails.
What we need to do for you, Kearn, is we need you to either start or continue to make prints in your lab and either sell them through a website or through your Discord. So
Yes.
people can have a little bit of you.
I may not even need to do that. I might just cut some rails down.
Sounds like fun to me. Is that bed decent? No, that bed is terrible. Even the heated conversion with the silicone heated pad, it is still terrible.
Oh God, the bed is the bed's absolutely garbage. What's up, Brad? How you doing?
But it is flat.
Yes, it is flat.
But it is not good. That whole machine is fun. But the reason why you get that machine is to be disappointed and to modify it. It's a 70. You can get it off AliExpress for like $75 Canadian at times.
Mm-hmm.
It is worth more than that in parts, just so you know.
It is such a garbage piece of junk.
But when the Ender 3, because remember, it became Ender 3 peak, and then the A1 from Bambu became peak, and now the U1 from Snapmaker peak. Well, everything that's behind the peak line, we need to find something to do with all of those parts. Hello, how do you do it? Just climbed onto the roof. Why would you climb off the roof? I don't even want to know. You HVAC guys are weird.
That's because he's an HVAC guy and chillers are on top of roofs.
I don't want to ask too many questions. But, I think that's really wonderful, Kearn. I think that you being inspired, that you're interested, and I think that you wanting to continue those options.
When I build the Rook 2, it's actually going to be built properly. It won't be built out of that.
I don't know. I think Canrog would like it to be built out of junk personally. Canrog's one of the developers on it, so.
Yes, yeah. No, I actually want to build a Rook 2, and I want to build it to last. So.
What I want to see is your lab running. That's all I care. We need to find a way to monetize the captain. Maybe I'll make you a custom model. Maybe you and I should sit down. I'll draw you a custom model.
I actually have some ideas and that I've been working on, and hopefully I won't be disappointing my community in quote selling out. Let's put it that way.
I hope you sell out. Sell out as hard as you can. Yep, I want you to have a great life, and if they don't like it,
if you all don't know me by now, I'm not an aesthetic person, right? I'm more of a mechanical person. So every model that I have ever built has been some sort of mechanical model. And a couple of years ago, I specialized in building models, mostly like toolbox inserts. I built a lot of those. And I sold, I printed those and sold those. I made some automotive parts, and some automotive tools, believe it or not. And I did okay with stuff like that. But 2020 ended, the whole craze after that. And thus, the market fell out and China took over when they started shipping things because they stole everybody's designs. I say that very facetiously, but there were a lot of designs out there, including a couple of them that I had out that somehow ended up being sold on AliExpress. So, for a lot less money. Boy,
remember,
that took the stream down.
I verbal shout out. Remember that I will point out that I have a charity thing that has been running on my. You'll have to come by my channel sometime and ask about it. But we actually have a charity event. I haven't asked Kearn about it, but I know he'll get into it. But there's some certain benchmarks we have to make, and then we're going to be doing a very specific charity thing that involves makers, not necessarily live streamers, but makers.
I have a speaking of charity events, August 5th through the 15th. I need everybody to show up in mass, and I need you guys to be sure that you share out the notifications and have everybody show up in mass, because I am part of the Stand Up Builders crew, and we're going to be raising money for Stand Up for Cancer again this year. And I have got some epic giveaways, and I'm not telling you what they are. Some of the guys on the inside know. I can tell you this. There's a printer giveaway.
Ooh.
One of the printer giveaways is a design of Mr. Rob Minks. Millride's going, huh? What?
I have no opinion.
Well, you obviously know who it is.
I know exactly who Princeps is. Yes.
Yes. I have reached out to a number of places for sponsorship, and we have gotten some wild responses of people heavily supporting this effort. And this is going to be a very fun year. And I personally have a $1,000 goal over a 10-day period. Last year we had the same $1,000 goal. We hit $500 and some dollars. Sadly, we got scammed out by a couple of bad actors. This year, I think we can hit it. But I know with everybody's help, we can hit this one pretty easy this year and do better. I think we can blow past that in the first couple of days, actually. So with all good graciousness, there's going to be a lot of great prizes given away and all sorts of good stuff. Mythic, thank you for the 35. The cheers, the 35. Mike, that's your birthday? Perfect. Where do you send the check? Wait till the 5th. Rick, wait till the 5th. I can't even put it up there until the 5th. Jeff, I'll send you my mailing address. But I'm also trying to work on something with Lego, by the way, since Lego is a big involved company in this particular event. And hopefully I'll have I can't guarantee it, but hopefully I'll have a nice big sponsored deal with them. But I'm not sure that's going to happen since it's so late and I haven't answered the last couple of times we've talked. If not, I may just go out and buy it anyway and give it away anyway. John, what's going on? How you doing, buddy? So, but yeah, so Millride's got a charity event coming up. I've got a charity event coming up. So, you know, lots of cool things happening on that level. But
no, I have a constant. I do charity every 3 months, but I don't really want to talk about it.
Okay, fine. You don't want to talk about
it. I don't do charity for.
I don't want to talk about it.
Exactly. I don't do charity for recognition. I enjoy it. I do what I can, where I can, and help as much as I can. So
I was asked the other day why I'm doing this event, and it was actually from some of the event organizers, and it actually made me sit back and think, because I've lost a number of friends over the last decade due to cancer. My mom survived breast cancer, and my wife has had a number of cancer scares. And it's like everybody that I know, my wife's best friend died of cancer in the last couple of years. And I'm like, okay, this shit's got to stop. So, and anybody, in case anybody doesn't know, I'm not doing this for clout whatsoever. I'm doing it legitimately for cancer research. Because Stand Up to Cancer literally sends millions of dollars to research institutions for cancer. It's a really good cause. And this year we have a specific mission. We are funding an actual researcher. So, Mythic, thank you for the 100 biddies. Oh my God, 1,000 biddies. Jesus.
Big money. Smokes. Big money all-stars. Woot, woot, woot,
woot. Dang. You're awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Mike, you are absolutely proof. I mean, I don't know what we've done as a society to get ourselves so messed up, but this shit's got to stop. We need a solution. But anyway, so what's the verdict, chat? Is it fixable? Is it trash? Is it recyclable? Is it moddable? If you're going to keep it, why is it still in the closet? Why haven't you done something with it? And Verbal, actually, I do know what the percentage of for Stand Up to Cancer is, and I can provide that here in a few minutes. Sorry, I had to sneeze.
Sorry. I think that renovated old labs are going to be a thing. I think alternate projects are going to be a thing. And I think, like, for example, like the Ender 3 CNC, it's an upcoming project. It's very cool. The Ender 3 EDM is a very cool project. The Ender 3 belt is a very cool project. The Ender 3 Core XY conversion. The Ender 3 Core X ZX conversion is very cool. There's a lot of like hot rod projects as well as there's a ton of parts. The problem I have with a lot of the stuff I have is I'm having a hard time finding mounting plates. But other than that, even things like rail conversion, simple like that, if it produces and it manufactures, then that's what it is, right? It's the idea of having an artist going back to the cottage industry manufacturing. It's just getting people used to the idea, and it's only been 7 years to try and get people interested in stuff made at home and stuff in a factory.
The fun part about that is I think we're re-entering an age to where people are finally looking at it as you don't have to go to Walmart to go buy something.
I think that there's a schism happening, yes. I think the schism...
It's going to be slow.
Yeah, but it always is.
It's going to be slow. And there's going to be this mix of the microwave generation and I can make that myself.
But remember, every 20 years or so, there's a gap, right? But there's an ebb and flow in things. There's actually, in the automotive industry, there are cars from the 90s that nobody really liked, and they're modding it. They're turning it into something new. You know, I'm a big rat rod guy, so I like things that are built from scratch. We were watching a Jimmy DeRista the other day on my channel where he built an electric go-kart.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and that I think is one of the interesting projects that I need to like sit down and design for is to build a go-kart frame that's 3D printable.
I mean, to your point of the early '90s vehicles, there's a huge push right now to rebuild early Ford Fox body Mustangs.
Yeah, which are like one of the worst looking Mustangs ever built.
It is the ugliest damn Mustang ever.
And that back door is super heavy. But I've seen a couple put 5-liter conversions of them, but I've even seen Ford Tauruses, which is
Taurus.
And the reason why is because you can get to the engine. And remember now with some of the automotive industry things changing where things are not accessible, you have no right to repair, you do not have access to the things. These cars from the 90s and the aughts, still they're computer chipped, so you can hack the hack the ECUs, and you can do engine work, proper engine work.
Well, fun fact, you know, there was a number of the Tauruses that were made that were twin turboed from the factory, and they were fucking fast as hell.
Yep. I would think with a 6, I'd do a supercharger personally. Yeah, I'm not really a car guy, but I like cars. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah,
there was
the Fox body.
I think there was a supercharger version as well. I think.
Yeah. And remember, like I'm a big straight engine kind of guy, right?
Yeah, but to the point, you know, people are modding those because that's what they grew up with.
Well,
my generation, we modded, 1950s, 60s, and 70s cars, and some 80s. The late, what they call the later millennials, are modding the 90s vehicles. What the millennials are modding, I don't have any idea. They'll probably mod early generation Teslas. That's a joke, everybody. That's a damn joke. Don't get mad at me.
Listen, I'm not going to Streamer University. I'm not wearing one of them mini skirts. Don't get on me.
Right. As a millennial, I think that's hilarious.
Was that supposed to be an insult, by the way?
What?
Go to Streamer University.
No, I don't think. I think it was just teasing.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, they can't. The thing is with cars, every time, so there's a gap in technology every now and again, because see, coming out of the 70s into the 80s, they had the fuel crisis. There was another fuel crisis that hit in the mid 90s. Now there was no fuel crisis. There was no crisis, and there's going to be a fuel crisis right now. Like there's going to be the next year or so, you'll see some changes. But remember, these are all cars pre-internet work, so pre-wireless connection, pre-OnStar. Like there, and some of them, like minivans, for example, minivans are not very hot roddable. They just aren't. There's no room. They're not built for that. But remember the Civic wave. People were doing Honda Civics and hatchbacks and Golf GTIs. They were doing that in the 90s, right? So you're going to see it. There's just a lot of things. There's too many consequences to have fun with. And we're starting to see that with the 3D print community too, right? There's some insane stuff going on in 3D. So every time there's an opportunity for something new and fun, it gets squashed. So we'll see.
I noticed something very interesting. A lot of the 5-axis printers are being built off of the Ender platform.
Yep.
Has anybody else noticed that?
Yep.
They're being built off of the Ender 2, Ender 3 platforms. It's absolutely hilarious. They're all bed slingers, every one of them. But going back to the whole, I just can't get over that comment. Go to Streamer University.
Yeah, it helps you build. It's a networking thing.
It's a networking thing.
Yeah.
That's a real thing?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Kai Sonata is running it right now. It's a networking thing. It's a lot of this stuff. Like, if you guys are interested, like, I know a fair amount about the streamer world, but you know, if you're interested, California is one of the major like LA is like one of the biggest places, not just Hollywood, but for streamers. The LA Valley. It's like
I mean,
huge,
I've only
huge.
been streaming since 2013, but I know that there's a bunch of places that that call themselves universities for streamers. But the last time somebody came into my chat and said that, they meant it as an insult. That's why I asked, because they thought that the stream was shitty, and I'm like, well, that's the worst insult they could have made, but whatever, move on with life.
No,
Streamer
University is an event currently going on, being run by some of the largest and younger content creators on the platform. But they're like, I don't know how to explain their content, but their content is a mess, and they're not
time machine.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
Hip hop stars and basketball players and movie stars go and join because they're trying to get to younger people, right?
Yeah. So I know exactly what you're referring to, and that's not maker content. So
no, it's not. Not only that, but it's quite ridiculous in the content in general. It again, it's all plants, industry plants, right?
Yeah.
You basically pay to be there, which is again absolutely.
There's a realism that we have in the maker community where we don't have fake people standing up in front of a camera. We are real makers doing real things, talking about what we actually do.
Well, if we're going down that rabbit hole, and it is conjunctional to what you're talking about here, like my goal, I have several steps, but my first goal is to have a studio where I can invent creators from the makers and crafters environment and CEOs of manufacturing companies to come see what we actually do. Build printers together, design together, build things, like do a Death Racer as a team. Put a couple Death Racers together. But again, that we're in a very small community on Twitch. Like, for example, I don't know what category we're in right now, but we should probably be in podcast.
We are in
just chatting.
We are in just chatting currently.
Yeah. Typically.
Because whenever I put the broadcast in podcast, it gets like 0 traction.
Yeah, because podcast is actually one of the smallest sections. Yeah. just chatting is the largest. Core R Theta 4-axis machine can be built from polars. Yeah, the bed.
Yes, I've seen that one verbal. It's interesting.
Yeah, Core XY 5-axis is it wobbles the bed. Yeah, there's lots of, but the content's there. We need more events to be advertised. Things like Smurf, things like Murph, things like 3D Printopia, things like Rocky Mountain, Orlando Maker Fest, Lone Star, which is a shame because I want to go to Lone Star, but I just don't think it's possible for me. Like these events, they need people to go to and not make YouTube videos, like broadcast them, not just do interviews. Get in there and show the silly side of what it is, because people, there's a place for broadcasts that are informational, and then mostly the place is to have fun and to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then collaboration is the key to a lot of this.
All of this to me, is about having fun, making connections with people that have similar hobbies and like to talk about similar things, and just enjoy, doing the things I enjoy. And I enjoy making things. The whole workshop is filled with crap that I make, just like yours. Your lab is full of stuff you make. And
me, I don't make nothing. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Shut up.
He just has a sign.
Yeah, I just have a sign.
Yeah, sure. Just like you only have one drink.
It's true. It's a known fact. It's a known fact.
Yes. We know his mama was a snowblower.
No, your mama was a snowblower. My mama was a rototiller. It's a known fact.
Don't make me get out of twerking millwright.
Listen here, sir.
I can do that in a heartbeat too.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know,
we do the twerking.
I like testing out other people's, other people's project, and seeing how, the engineering they put into it. And I mean, there's so many things to do and so little printers. That's the problem. That's why I need more printers. And the whole reason I don't have any printers running right now is because I lit 4 printers up today. It instantly raised the temperature in this shop by 10 degrees. I figured that one out. The extruder just subscribed. That is awesome. That is such a cool name. I love it. Mithy, you got to go out. All right. Have fun. Oh, you go have fun and be okay. I got what you're saying. I don't even know what I'm saying. The Magpie printer, that's a good one. Yeah. I mean, look what the new printers that are coming out. What was it? Tron XY. They're building clay printers now.
Yeah.
If I had a kiln outside, I'd want one of those. Because why not? Those are cool.
I think like a lot of the things that limit creatives right now is space, which is always, I think, sort of been the way. And there will be, at some point, there will be a break in the space so that creatives can do it. The overhead cost right now is unbearable for most creatives, but it doesn't seem to bother anyone, doesn't seem to stop anyone,
Viper, no disassemble Johnny B5? Does Johnny have a vitamin deficiency?
It's a short circuit reference.
I know it is.
No disassemble.
But he has a vitamin deficiency now.
There you go.
Oh, I have DMs. I have to go look at DMs.
There you go.
You can send me one of what? I have no idea. I must have missed something.
Also, you'll notice that not a lot of content creators on this side of Twitch go to TwitchCon.
Whoa. I just heard police sirens.
Ooh.
They're pulling somebody over. What on earth just happened? My chat just like completely scrolled all the way back up.
Mine did too there, so it wasn't just you.
That was so weird.
Tech, welcome in.
More cops.
Ooh.
You hate Twitch? Well, Twitch isn't bad. Just has a lot of ads. Let's see, what do we got? Program to say kill disassemble to make dead. Number 5 cannot. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you, Viper. Cool. We'll talk about that. So, anyway, Let me go here. So I mean, we kind of, went over like the majority of the brief for the most part. I mean, other than, the in-depth stuff and blah 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 blah. But and honestly, that really doesn't. A lot of the stuff doesn't really apply to the conversation. It's not germane.
Well, the I guess the element is that I just like to remind people that the more people are interested in these things, the more these circuit board manufacturers are going to come up, the more we're going to see more options. Not only that, but it shouldn't just be reliant on the trees. Like the Elegoo older machines are nice. There's going to be, I've said it before, it's we're getting into a schism, almost like a fractal of the amount of things that are occurring nowadays when it comes to processing. And when you can get on board, when you can get onboarding for more and more options, you're going to get it. But as I said before, we used to run all the CNC machines on like 486s and early Windows 95, like early Intel machines. That's what all the CNC, all in the factories and in the machine shops I've worked in, that's what they were run on. So we're there because depending on the Pi format, which Pi is like, I still don't understand how to explain it, but the Pi format of computing is, there's many options now and you're not limited. One of the things that I like is the Orange Pi because there's onboard stepper controllers. Sorry.
The interesting thing is this little guy right here is about 500 times more powerful than the very first PC that was put on a CNC.
Yeah. I got feather breakout boards that are Pis that run most everything in your house. All the automation, and yeah, sure, you have to hook it up to a couple more things. But I've said the same thing about Arduinos for years. I'm very interested in Arduino projects. Yeah. James Burton, as in the roller, what is he called? The roller wheel master. He just did that. He's working on a kinetic cart with rubber bands. But the guy's brilliant. But he himself has an entire open source robot project that works with Arduinos. I've said for years and years, if an Arduino is $12, which they aren't, but if they were, and you stack 6 of them, you can get into some wild stuff.
That's not going to work.
And I still am waiting on some Arduino projects from some of the software guys, because I think you can build a proper computer out of stacking them. Oh yeah, ESP32s, absolutely.
So with ESP32 or Arduinos, there is a I do know of a project, and I'll have to find it and send it to you, of basically running a blade server.
Oh, John, I agree. Right now, my machine, I could actually, well, it needs some tuning because it's still on Marlin, and I don't necessarily like how the CNC operates on the Snapmaker 2, but you can cut circuit boards. Absolutely, you can. 100%. They're slow, but that's only because I don't know very much about it. And I'm not sure that Marlin is the correct operating system for that mill. But, absolutely.
So
I totally agree.
Yeah. Ironically, one of the reasons that I wanted to get my little 3018 CNC up and running was so that I can cut a few specific parts for my Ender 6 Trident project.
Is the host on no screen right now? Why am I here?
What?
But no, that's like I've made the reference before. Like my graphing calculator that I used for millwright school. Actually, no, my scientific calculator had more power in it than all of the Apollo systems, guaranteed. And now with I love Arduinos. Everybody's like, oh, ESP32, Raspberry Pi this. I love Arduinos because they're so cheap and so plentiful. Do I know anything about Arduinos? Heck no. Do I even know where to start on an Arduino project? Heck no. Do I want to and just build forever on cheap and surplus parts? You better believe it. Because at some point, the Arduinos, there'll be so many of them, they'll like be pennies. Then the same thing will happen to ESP32s, and then Raspberry, and then to Pis, be it Raspberry or whatever. Although $250 for a board is quite a bit in my opinion. But there are Raspberry Pis like that. But
and I do need to apologize to everybody. I am struggling with a very nasty knot in my back right now, and I'm trying to stretch it out so I can actually sit down comfortably.
Take your time. I was just mocking you because I'm on your stream and I'm doing my thing on your stream. I think it's funny.
Well, and you're doing it very well, so that's why I'm leaving your video. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to let him go.
Well, and one of the things that I like about Arduinos is that you can flash out the Arduino operating system and run your own Arduino. Not much anymore. Arduino, an Uno 4 gig.
John,
that thing's insane.
That thing is awesome.
That's an insane machine, though, because I've got on my desk, I think they're 16s. I think I might have a 32 here somewhere, because I keep them close, right? Because my dream is to actually know what I'm doing someday and actually do it. But like, I want to take something like this. This is not from BTT, but you could get it from them. This is the Jenny. It's a 32-bit controller, and it's got a pretty girl on it, so that's always a bonus. But I would love to be able to control this set of relays with this, and I know it can be done. I don't know what to do it for. That's the thing. So, and I have a couple projects, but my problem is, like I say often, is I get hung up in the electronics.
Jeff, I if we meet my goal tonight, I'll twerk. Why not? Hell, got to meet that goal though.
He's looking for that level 3 hype train, guys. Looking for that. I know you guys have been donating all night, but he's looking for that level 3.
Well, I think
I'm going to break my back. You got to do something in it for me.
He wants to put it out. He wants to shake it down. He wants his old lady to see it too. We all know.
Oh, she's already seen it plenty of times. 30 years, man. She's already seen it plenty of times.
If she's been there for 30, she wants to see it for a little bit more, sir. But yeah, exactly, John. It might be easy for you, and I have one of the things that Kearn and I have talked about, and quite a few other creators, is I'm very good at ideas. I can just imagine something. I sort of know how it works, and then I need someone to carry the rest of the weight for me. This is one of the things. But remember, like, one, I have a traumatic brain injury, so I have a little bit of problems. And two, I am a Red Seal industrial mechanic from Canada. So if you know what any of that means, and I have multiple trades. But my goal
with the $20.
Ding ding. Thank you. Ding ding ding. See, did he tip that or did he put that through on the hype train?
Brad put that through as a super chat.
Gotta get him over. See, that would have totally got him twerking, guys. Just so you know, if you're gonna use it use it where's best for you. But just remember, ding ding. But no, like, and that's one of the things like I like to talk.
Thank you so much.
I like to talk about Kearn so much, is because I'll come to him with an idea and say like, this is what I want to do. He says, okay, well, we can work on it. And it's one of the best parts about being involved in the podcast circuit and being a content creator is that, sure, I end up designing miniatures. I'm well known for making miniatures and 3D models to make things. But every time I fall down for these ideas, I share it out in the world and I hope somebody builds it because I got no problem with it. And my end goal with a lot of this stuff is to monetize it. And the reason I want to make something that people want to buy and use. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. I'm very much an industrialist, so forgive me. And also, check out the t-shirts. There's only 9 left.
So, tips are broken? Say what?
Burtek, hit me up in DMs. I have a million. You can actually check them out on my YouTube channel, too.
Not again. Oh, are you kidding me? This happened last stream again.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. How do you do it? I agree. You are a heck of a builder. Absolutely. And it's that kind of support, that kind of interest that matters to us. Yeah, that's why I say, Kearn, don't get upset because there's a way. We can always make it work.
I'm not upset. I'm frustrated.
Which is fair. Absolutely. But that's my perspective on a lot of stuff because I have a lot of ideas and I just kind of get stuck. That's part of the brain damage. I gotta get some more water. I am
right
cooking.
Here, right
it is
now.
40 degrees in here right now. You can't see it, but I am. This is like, I wanted to go to Texas so bad. Maybe that's why I'm. Maybe that's why I'm overheating my lab.
Well, you do know that it's flooding in Texas right now.
I don't care.
So.
Dude, it's full of Texans. It's Texas. I want to go so bad.
Yeah, let's come hang out with me.
Yes, exactly. And your 7 beers.
Well, you only have one.
Yeah, I only have one, sir. I only have one. It's a well-known fact. Whatever they say, right,
that is
Mr.
So
Rabideau?
ridiculous.
As you know, you've spent some time with Mr. Rabideau. As you know, I'm not a rock star or party animal or too wild to handle. Not at all, right, sir? That's absolutely you've spent time with me.
Yeah.
So whatever they say about me can't be true. It is remarkable that I do end up on so many podcasts, though. But yes,
okay, there. It is fixed for the second stream in a row, everybody.
Push your merch, Kearn. Please bring up merch and show everyone your merch.
Jake, thank you for the $10. Oh my Lord.
Kearn, can I get you to please push the merch? Your merch.
Everybody, if you want one of these 6 shirts like this, or the one like Jonathan's wearing, there's a whole line of cool merch out there. Exclamation point merch in the chat will get you to the link. shop.captainkearn.com takes you straight to that. Or I do have one design that's currently up on Amazon. You can search for Captain Kearn on Amazon too. But in all honesty, there's a lot more designs over on my other merch store, shop.captainkern.com. And I've lowered all the prices down to the rock bottom. And yeah, you can get one of these sick cups. Maker mode. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Get it now. Do it. That's a lovely shade of crimson I've turned. Yes, it is, isn't it?
Mm.
Got a little worked up there, boys, girls, gender rebels.
When it happens once, when it happens once, it's one thing. When it happens multiple times, it makes you want to just take somebody at Streamlabs and just slap them around a little bit.
See, I feel very differently. I'm very grateful for all the weirdness that Streamlabs produces. It keeps me busy.
Mm.
Yes, but I would rather it not happen live on stream.
If it didn't happen live on stream, it would never keep me busy.
Obey the captain or learn to swim. Absolutely. I'm no longer a pirate. I'm a Viking, just so you guys know.
There's lots of Viking pirates. Like, lots of them.
Yeah, because the literal term Viking means pirate. Just so you guys know. And the vice versa of it. Anyway. So we've kind of like overdone and stretched out tonight's topic. And we're right at the 2-hour mark. So, yeah. But Jake Chicken Wire, thank you for that $10, by the way, if you didn't catch that.
Well, thank you for having me, sir. It's always a pleasure. Again, my goal is always
welcome.
My goal is always to promote more information, more interest, getting tools into people's hands that they can use and they can learn from.
Well,
because
so like I said, this was tonight's whole topic was about, is it a boat anchor or is it something useful? And I think we've successfully concluded that it's always something useful. It just depends on how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you fix it up and you give it to somebody in need. You may not want it anymore, or even if you just give it to somebody in need, it still makes it something useful.
Yes. Machines are meant to be used. Absolutely.
The last thing I want to pass on to everybody is these machines don't belong as e-waste ever. Don't let these go to landfills. If you have a local maker club, if you have anything of that sort, hell, if you've got some sort of rehab project, even if you can't find anything of that sort, if you just want to even just get rid of it, throw it up on Facebook Marketplace, say free. Somebody will take it off your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Don't throw it in the trash.
Take it apart and put it in a box.
Yeah.
Take it apart, put it in a box. Even if you have no interest whatsoever in building, if you are just simply out there for printing, make use of it somehow.
Yep.
It does not belong in a landfill or an e-recycler's place, because all they're going to do is grind it up and make it into something it cannot be used ever again with. That's my last thought on the matter. You guys?
And I agree 100% with it.
Oh, take it apart, put it in a box. Give yourself 2 years. You'll take it back out, put it together, use it something else. Plus, with the other big push, right, is there's lots of creators trying to find ways to make these machines still applicable to yourself. Remember, just because it's a CNC system does not mean that it can't be something else. And not only that, but because it's a CNC system, it can be many things. The future is bright and overwhelming, not dark and gloomy. We are not looking forward. We're not going to a cyberpunk world. We're going to a utopian world. Don't worry. Keep your chin up. Remember, you can use AI help, but there's also lots of creators out there in the world that want to see these things reused and reworked. Yep. Upcycle and reuse.
Absolutely.
And remember, if you want to give it away, build it, give it away, then build it and give it away. Make a big fuss about it. Sell it. Don't sell it. Just give it to the kids. Give it to the adults. Give it to the grandmas. Everybody can use a desktop CNC, whether it be a laser, mill, or extruder. It is just a piece of it. We are living in a very powerful time, and that's all I can say to most people is that I think this stuff is really amazing. Again, Captain Kearn, thank you for having me on the show. If I may, can I do my outro?
You're most welcome.
Yeah.
Yes, go for it.
As always, everyone, remember we need 3 things from you. 1, keep your chin up. You can't see the world if you're staring at your feet. 2, protect your neck. Don't want to lose your head. And 3, just build, build, build. You are loved and you matter. Please take care of yourselves, everyone. Thank you again, Captain Kearn, for having me. Always a pleasure, Mr. Rabideau. And everyone have a wonderful day. I'll see you very soon.
All right, buddy. Thanks for being here. So, just want to remind everybody that I do also have the 3D rehab project. And if you do absolutely want to get rid of it and you don't mind paying a little bit of shipping, go to www.captainkern.com, click the 3D rehab project button, and read up all about that and what I want to do with that particular project. It's a good cause. I basically just want to give kids printers. I want to put printers in kids' hands so that they can learn STEM and learn to enjoy engineering. It's We got too many kids sitting in front of video games anymore. You know, if they won't go outside, let's give them something productive to do.
Yep.
Everybody, have a great evening. Thank you guys for being here. I have no idea, Heidi. That not a clue. Do me a big favor. Check out the most recent video that I just posted this morning. It would mean a lot to me if you guys did that. And we'll catch you again on the next one. Look for part 2 of the video that I posted this morning coming up in the next couple of days. Everybody, we're out of here. Peace.